The woman painted the backs of cockroaches with different colored paints, then placed cockroaches of the same color in separate bottles. She then dug a tunnel and found the bank's cash transport tubes. After loosening the screws, she removed a section of tubing and poured different colored cockroaches into different tubes. Next, she anonymously sent a cake to bank employee Kelly. Just as Kelly was sharing the cake with everyone, the receptionist came in to tell Kelly that her car had been hit. Kelly followed the traffic officer outside to handle the situation, but this was actually a deliberate hit by the robbers to keep Kelly occupied. By the time Kelly finished dealing with the accident and was ready to return, the bank had already closed for the day, and the unfinished cake was locked inside. The next morning, Kelly had just walked into her office when she was startled by a purple cockroach. The bank immediately contacted pest control to handle the situation, but these exterminators were actually the robbers in disguise. The robbers confirmed that purple cockroaches had gotten in, so they immediately notified their teammates. The robbers had successfully identified the tube that led to the bank. To force more people to use cash, the robbers blew up network equipment near the bank. The network outage meant credit cards couldn't be processed, so everyone had to use cash. This resulted in a steady stream of cash being transported through the tubes to the bank vault, and soon cash was piling up in the vault. The robbers then made miniature bombs, loaded them into small containers, and inserted the containers into the transport tubes. When the bombs reached the bottom of the tubes, there was a loud explosion that blew open the one-way valves in the system. The robbers then connected a giant vacuum to the tubes, and cash from the vault was continuously sucked out through the tubes. The robbers hurriedly stuffed the cash into garbage bags. At this point, a cashier noticed thick smoke coming from the tubes. Sensing something was wrong, he immediately called the police, and 2 officers prepared to investigate. The robbers disguised themselves as janitors and loaded the garbage bags full of cash onto a transport cart, preparing to take them away. They ran right into those 2 police officers. Both men were extremely nervous, but after a brief questioning, the officers assumed they were just regular cleaning staff and let them go. The robbers successfully escaped with hundreds of millions in cash. Having achieved their goal, the robbers needed to return to prison immediately to avoid detection. At this point, their fellow inmate noticed it was the agreed-upon time, so he set fire to a trash can, triggering the alarm system. The warden called the fire department, which was exactly how the robbers planned to get back into prison. When the real firefighters broke down the door to put out the fire, the 2 men quickly got off the fire truck and returned to the infirmary through the back door. The nurse happened to be making her rounds just then, and when she opened the door, she saw the robbers lying obediently in their hospital beds. Soon the bank discovered that the vault had been robbed, but no matter how much the police investigated, they had no leads. Meanwhile, the robbers were leisurely eating breakfast in the prison cafeteria. 3 years later, the robbers were released from prison. One of them went to the designated location and began digging. Soon he uncovered the black garbage bags. His fellow inmate who had helped him in prison also received a thick envelope full of money after his own release.